That's what I saw like 10 years ago when Dark Souls first came out. Oh man, Dark Souls, it's so much better than every Zelda game. Fuck off!
Webigail, a wise old man once gave me this advice. Pix, or it didn't happen.
Hello, my fellow trash pandas. Guess what I found in my dumpster? A whole goddamn YouTube video. I don't know how it got in here. Someone actually thought defending the Switch Online expansion was a good idea.
With the release of Nintendo Switch Online expansion, with the new Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games, a lot of journalists and YouTubers immediately came out of the gate and tried to say that like the service was pointless, it had no value, it was at too high of a price point, the emulation wasn't good, there were all these problems, and I can tell you now that that wasn't true, right?
Cool story, bro. You gonna back up that point?
It's not true at all, in fact. The service is great, very reasonably priced, offers a lot of value.
Reasonably priced? Please tell me you're joking. How the hell is $40.99 American a reasonable price for old-ass Nintendo games? The only thing that would really make this worth it would be the fact that they did package the DLC for the best RPG game of all time in it. Not you, Skyrim, I'm talking about fucking Animal Crossing. It can get its lore straight. Anyway, the Nintendo 64 games aren't really worth much due to the fact that games from around this time and this quality go for an extremely low price on Steam, especially if you catch them on sale on a Steam sale. On top of this, the Sega Genesis games are definitely not worth it, since the Steam versions of them are probably the best value, due to the fact that they're even moddable, so it's pretty much infinite games. You can even get Nintendo games. Plus, you have them permanently.
It forever proves that there's no benefit or reason really to pirate games and play them on emulators.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Emulation is not the exact same thing as piracy. I'll link some videos talking about this in the description because I'm not really fully educated in this subject matter.
Emulation, with the release of Nintendo 64 expansion, has lost another critical battle in this space for dominance in the gaming sphere, because what exactly do pirates typically tell their audience in order to justify what they do for their audience? Typically what they do, the newest argument over the past 10 years has been like, they're not pirating games, they're preserving them.
Hey buddy, want the good stuff? Ooh, good stuff. Ooh. All joking aside, it's literally not even an excuse. Just look at GoldenEye.
Like, if you want to play Super Mario 64, you have a wide range of official ways to do it, right? Easily accessible. It's one of the most popular games any made. It's never going to become obscure, right? It's never going to be forgotten. It's never going to be like a lost film or something like that. It's too popular of a thing.
Really? Then what's all this? Should I continue? Because it's kind of really naive to actually believe that any company is immune to lost media syndrome. It doesn't matter how many devices Nintendo ports their stuff to, their devices are still vulnerable to the passage of time, and time allows for corruption of the devices. I hate to break it to you, but your DS is not immortal.
And that is absolutely the case when it comes to every single Nintendo game, right? Like, everything was readily available on the Wii Shop, the Wii U shop, and now the Nintendo Switch Online service, where you don't even have to pay for individual games. You just pay a service fee and have access to all of it.
What fantasy are you living in?
What universe are you from that had games like GoldenEye getting re-released on those platforms?
Pirates don't want to admit that, right? Pirates are still in very much denial that Nintendo is offering a superior emulation service than what they offer. So
Better than PC emulators, what service did you use? PC emulators have the ability to change things like frame rate and resolution and other stuff I don't understand because I'm too dumb. Because I'm a raccoon.
Over the past couple of days, they've been desperately trying to say that, like, oh man, we can run Mario Party Superstars. You can totally play online with friends, guys. You can totally get a 4-player game going. It totally doesn't crash. It totally supports 4 players locally. Like, there's no reason to actually buy the game, man. Metroid Dread, we totally have it running at 60 FPS and in 4K. It's the best version of the game. Go check that out.
Do you not remember the free Melee drama? Let me show a video from Some Ordinary Gamer to refresh your memory.
The way we play Melee together, okay, through the internet on a game that doesn't have any internet, connectivity within it, is we use emulators like Dolphin. Okay, and we use something called NetPlay, which is a common feature seen in multiple emulators that allow us to connect one emulator through the other with the internet and allow us to actually play these games. The way that NetPlay works, all right, and this is going to be the very layman's way, is a lot of these games have 2-player modes in them, right, where you're supposed to sit right next to each other, or sometimes they have a system link mode within them. The system link mode, or the 2-player mode, actually allows you to play with people, as if they were sitting right next to you. The way that you do it is you go on something like NetPlay, which is a common feature in most emulators. It allows you to connect 2 emulators to each other through the internet. Now, when you do this, what you're effectively doing in the game is you're basically taking that other emulator that you've connected between each other, right? Let's say 2 people are connected. What the emulator is doing is putting one player as player 2 and one as player 1. So it's a very complicated set of things that has to happen. And what it does is it allows us to play these games over the internet. And this is the only way in a pandemic we're going to be able to play Super Smash Bros. Melee at all.
How unappealing PC gaming is as a concept, because as a platform, because there's just nothing to play, which is why you constantly have to go after Nintendo, go after Nintendo consoles, go after Nintendo fans, and try to say that...
Are you actually pouring friggin' water in the middle of a video over you talking? This would be like uploading a corrupted video.
Is coming to PC.
What the actual hell am I looking at? You uploaded this to your channel. If I was lazy enough to upload something like this, I would have called up my folks to disown me, and then I would have disowned myself. As for your point, I'm gonna do what I did for the lost media segment of this video again, and just show you that you're factually incorrect, that Steam has no games on it. As for your main argument, you need to show evidence. Or should I replay that clip again that I played at the beginning? Oh, what the hell, I'll do it anyway.
Webigail, a wise old man once gave me this advice. Pics, or it didn't happen.
It's cheaper, more affordable, and more practical to just buy them outright on Nintendo Switch, buy a console, Get a Nintendo Switch Online subscription and enjoy these games.
Are you sure about that? Let's just do a comparison and see. I think I can speak for most gamers when I say $99 for a controller that will break in less than a year is kind of not worth it.
Emulation is going to become illegal. PC emulation is going to become less and less popular, less and less relevant, and you're going to find more and more and more that these sites that you download these games from illegally will constantly get shut down. Emulators will stop being made, and games will be harder and harder to get a hold of on PC. It's happening already.
Are you actually proud of the way Nintendo has handled fan emulation? Like, this has to be an actual joke. You think free Melee was an actual good thing for Nintendo to do? I'm actually hoping that you do a response to this video, because I want to see you try to defend Nintendo's treatment of the Smash Melee community.
But it's only going to grow exponentially in the next 10 years. Hopefully, it'll be eliminated outright in the very near future. But essentially, this idea that you're somehow having a superior experience on PC playing old Nintendo games, it's a myth. It always has. It always was. Always will be. The definitive version of Nintendo games will always be on Nintendo hardware.
You want these games to disappear forever? What is wrong with you? Because I hate to break it to you, but licensed games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and GoldenEye are not going to be able to get re-released without a ton of legal red tape to go through. And I'm pretty much done this video. But your little raccoon girl went through his entire channel. And let's just say his Nintendo bias shows throughout every video. For example, here's what he says about a game not up his alley that's not made by Nintendo.
For the last time, I can't remember.
No, if you just give me a second.
Oh, you're not even trying.
Yep.
Oh, lady, I have no idea. Oh, shit, that's my head.
You just hurry up already.
Oh no. Truly, this is Game of the Year material right here.
Oh, what was that? That was one ridiculous night. I gotta stop drinking.
So it just passes out on a filthy beach?
Okay.
Okay.
How the fuck did I get here?
Yeah, so you have this break the loop. Here we go.
Break the loop? You gotta be kidding me. Nope, that's there. I'm seeing it. Ah, man.
Yep, so terrible dialogue, terrible exposition, terrible build up to a plot, and no gameplay. A minute into this video, we've seen absolutely no gameplay. This starts rather quickly for
Now let's see what he says about a Nintendo game that's not up his alley.
I haven't been anticipating it or anything. Animal Crossing isn't my thing. I haven't really talked about it much. I know a lot of people love it, especially women. I know it's a big deal, and I'm happy for you. Right? Really, really happy for you, actually. It's just not my thing. Not something I'm staying up for. I will be going to bed in.
As you can see, he favors the Nintendo one, that's not up his alley, over the Bethesda published first-person shooter, even saying that it doesn't deserve Game of the Year over Blood. Speaking of the Game Awards, he has another video reacting. It Takes Two.
This is Joseph Forrest, game director at Hazelight, and I'm here to show you gameplay of It Takes Two. The game is a co-op action-adventure platformer with a focus on marrying the story and gameplay.
Oh no, story
You play
and
as Cody
gameplay.
May, two parents
Wait.
divorce. Of course, this upsets their daughter Rose, who creates two dolls that the parents magically turn into. And with the guidance of a cheesy love book called Dr. Hakim,
They have to stay together.
I will help you fix your relationship.
you now control Cody and May on this crazy ride.
So wait, I'm a playable character in this game? I've been divorced, and my daughter Fu has to reunite me with my ex-wife, who I probably fucking hate. Am I getting that right? In like this knockoff of Super Mario 3D World. Oh man.
Knockoff of Super Mario 3D World? Are you sure about that? Because Mario's kind of the... Well, let's just say he only gets cake from his princess. Unlike my boy Sonic over here.
It's appealing in and of itself. You know what I mean? Like, the entire reason these kind of games exist is so EA can point to them and say, like, yeah, look at all this stuff we're doing creatively. We're one of the biggest innovators in the industry. Really, there's nothing special going on here. The game doesn't look good. I don't feel myself pulled in by the concept. I don't like the look of the gameplay, the visuals, and I'm sure the story wouldn't be good. I'm sure, like, if I actually sat down and played this game, I wouldn't feel invested with the story and the characters.
Are you seriously crapping on EA for helping out with games like this? Like, out of all the things to crap on EA for, you choose this? Like, if you're going to crap on EA, maybe choose, like, the microtransactions that they put in their E for Everyone games. Just as an example. Obviously, you can't use that with this game. But really, why do you want to crap on a game that looks like this? It's just like a small indie game that they're helping out with. You know what? Out of curiosity, what did you have to think about the Game Awards? Let's go see. Spoiler alert, he gets mad over the fact that not all the games are Nintendo or Capcom.
I realized that the Game Awards has actually released their nominees, and I was going to record a typical video about it, but I thought I would experiment a little bit and actually try to show the screen. I think I have all this set up. Anyway. So yeah, the Game Awards. The Game Awards 2021 nominees have been revealed. The nominees were selected by more than 100 media publications and influencer outlets. Yeah, because game journalism isn't corrupt at all. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to go over this...
Okay, we do all know that game journalism is kind of corrupted, but they just choose the nominees. There's nothing more they did.
Before the show itself was kind of talk ahead of time about how corrupt this entire process is, because I think a lot of people were dismissive about my complaints and feelings about the Game Awards last time I talked about this. I can't remember exactly what was said, but basically I implied that they were going to ignore Nintendo, like they always do, and hype up absolute bullshit that nobody cares about. I haven't looked at the list yet, so let's see how correct I was about that.
The Game Awards ignores Nintendo? Then what was this last year? This is incredibly funny due to the fact that you shit on Angry Joe for not knowing that Sephiroth was in Smash, yet you don't even remember when this character was announced.
So he's talking about Sora in Smash, and he's just like, yeah, good for the Kingdom Hearts people. But what I would really want is Sephiroth in Smash. And he's trying to say it like, oh man, I'm such a big Final Fantasy fan, guys. Like, I'm such a gamer. And like Alex just gives him this like confused fucking look, and I'm totally how I understood how he felt. I totally understood, because I know for a fact that Angry Joe had already been told on this same video series, right, a couple of months back, that Sephiroth was already in Smash.
Let's see what Angry Joe actually said in his video.
The final Smash Brother Ultimate character this week, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and some people are
congratulations to the Kingdom Hearts community.
Yeah, some people real excited about it.
No.
Some people hate it.
No.
I don't care.
I don't care, but I would have preferred Sephiroth. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Is he not? Yeah, Sephiroth. Because he's just cooler. You know, evil. I bet you his moves
That's
would be
debatable.
No, Sora, come on.
Sephiroth is in Smash Ultimate.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
good. I thought I don't know if he was or
him
not.
yet.
I haven't played Smash in so long. He is?
No.
That's why you gave me a weird look.
I was just like, wait a minute. It's like I had to look it up to make sure I'm not
Sephiroth.
crazy. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Nah, the correct
Well,
answer was
fuck,
Waluigi.
that's amazing.
Everyone wanted Waluigi.
What?
No, I don't.
He's not even in either?
No, there's a lot of like they're trying to get every franchise they possibly could.
Waluigi, man.
Yeah. So if you want, Sora can be purchased individually for $6. Or you can get the Ultimate Fighter Pass Volume 2, which costs $30. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts, that was kind of a cool little neat franchise that kind of spiraled out of control.
I don't know. Never played it. So I wouldn't know
When
much
does it come out? Because if I didn't know that they had that character, there's probably a few more characters I didn't know about.
There's a
And since
ton.
we played Nickelodeon All-Stars, had a great time, even though it's not as good as Super Smash. We should return to Super Smash whenever.
Comes out October 18th, so next week.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do a stream for Super Smash, and I'll get to be Sephiroth.
Yeah, I was looking at the All-Stars on Twitch. There's not a lot of people playing that game.
Yeah, I mean, you really, in order to take over the fighting games, like you really have to really dial in your frame data and make sure everything is balanced. Otherwise, people are gonna not. It's more of a party game. It seems like more of a party game.
Yeah, that's exactly
than
what
a
it
competitive
was.
fighting.
Damn,
We
man,
had
that
fun
was
with our friends.
That was back in December 22nd of 2020 that he came out. We haven't played it in a year.
All right, we finally.
On top of this, you probably shouldn't be the one to talk, since you forgot a ton of games that Valve has put out since 2007. Also, thanks to Pagan from Stag from providing a list of every single game that's come out after 2007.
Continue making new, interesting properties. What was the last time they released a new IP? Like fucking Portal? Like in 2007? Like it's unbelievable how far they've fallen in recent years, and how little people actually call them out on it. And
if anyone wants to see a video going in depth on his Angry Joe video, my buddy ThePrometheusPrimeShow is doing a video on it in the future. I'll leave a link in the description to his channel. Now back to talking about the Game Awards.
Let's see. Game of the Year. Deathloop? No. It Takes Two? No. Metroid Dread? That is the Game of the Year. Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil Village. So yeah, everything. So this is the Game of the Year lineup here. Fucking Deathloop. I don't even know what a lot of this is. Psychonauts 2, which is shit. Ratchet & Clank, which is shit. Resident Evil Village, which is shit. Like, the only game up there that's any good is Metroid Dread.
Have you played any of these games that you're calling poo-poo garbage? Because it sounds like if it's not made by Nintendo or Capcom, it bad game. It poo-poo garbage. Which is an extremely immature mindset to have when talking about pretty much anything.
Anything else, I don't think anything else has a shot. Like, Psychonauts 2, not that popular. Ratchet & Clank, irrelevant. I don't even know what Deathloop or It Takes Two are. Irrelevant. Like, Dread is the game that should win, but I wouldn't put it past them trying to hype up Village.
Ratchet & Clank irrelevant? Well, you got me on this one, because I can't really show the fan art of it. Its newest release. Due to, internet rules. All joking aside, maybe the reason you've never heard of these games is you only pay attention to Nintendo news.
Yeah, Best Narrative. Again. Yep. Again, nothing Nintendo related. Let's see.
Yes, Nintendo. Known for its cutting-edge stories on every single game that they've made. Like that Mario game where you saved the princess. And that other Mario game where you saved the princess. And that other Mario game where, shocker, you saved the princess.
I'm sure there's some JRPG. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei just came out. I'm sure that's better.
Holy crap. I think hell just froze over. Did you just say a non-Nintendo game deserves to win an award? Wow. But all joking aside on this one, dude, that game literally just came out. No one's played it yet. If they had nominated it, it would have been a joke since many people haven't been able to play it, including the game journalists that nominate these games.
Best art direction. Let's see. Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank. Yep, no Nintendo stuff again. You know, new Pokemon Snap is better than all of this shit.
Pokemon Snap. That's the best you can come up with. Come on, man. You really think Pokemon Snap has the best art direction? I'm gonna look this up. There's gotta be something better than Pokemon Snap for art direction.
Okay, so, I guess WarioWare? Man, Nintendo's lineup this year was kind of shit. There's gotta be better stuff. I don't know. Man. Yeah, I can see why he was struggling to defend Nintendo on this one. Yeah. Really, besides Metroid Dread, this year was kind of a dud. And Mario, no. I don't know, this new Pokemon game I heard is pretty decent, but like, that also literally just came out. At least I think it did, didn't it? This came out just... Let me see. When did this come out? Yeah, it just came out, November. Yeah, obviously they're not going to nominate something that came out in November because that's kind of stupid. Like, what is this, the Oscars?
Like, I would put up new Pokemon Snap, Monster Hunter Rise, Metroid Dread, and what else came out this year? Those are the big three that I would consider for Game of the Year. And, like, two of those three are not being acknowledged at all.
That's what a biased list would look like. Only one company being in the running for Game of the Year. Well, except for Capcom. You did give Capcom one slot. But it's not a diverse lineup of games. It's legit just Nintendo and Capcom. That would have looked extremely biased if the Game Awards had gone with that.
Okay, the best performance is whoever did the Screaming Samus in Metroid Dread.
Okay, so I have actually been cutting out every single time he's like, Metroid Dread should win this award, Metroid Dread should win that award, but this one is just, oh my god, like seriously, stop with the Metroid Dread already. Like seriously, I get it, you're biased, but like, come on, there was more games that come out than Metroid Dread. No joke, I was actually thinking about playing this game, but after this video, I'm so sick of hearing about it, I'm actually probably not going to pick it up.
I'd say, yeah, Dread has great music. Is Metroid Dread, which I've always, what are they going to give instead of this? I honestly do expect Dread to win this. How much storage do I have? Anyway, so yeah, Metroid Dread, that they have the best director. I would give it to Sakamoto because of how long he's been wanting to make Metroid Dread, right? What exactly? Because Metroid's such a big deal, right? Like, are they seriously going to put Resident Evil Village ahead of Metroid? Promote Village over Dread. Very action game. Yep, look at this. Nope. Best action game. No Metroid Dread. Genre is really a really good idea. Like, yeah, Metroid Dread versus Psychonauts 2. Like,
you know what? I'm done with this. I'm gonna just move on to talking about his background, because if I hear Metroid Dread one more time, I might jump out a window. Which is a problem, because dumpsters don't have windows. So, here's your usual setup. You sitting on a couch in what I think is your basement, but there's a kitchen also there, so I'm a little confused on that, but that's irrelevant. But the reason why I'm showing this image in particular is because of what is on the left-hand side. No offense, dude, but just some advice. I would recommend making sure there's no garbage on your floor or on your tables when you decide to shoot a video. Or don't have them in shot so people don't know that there's garbage on your floor. This is also coming from a cartoon raccoon over the internet. I realize the irony. Now, I've watched a lot of your videos, and I recommend you start using this setup over the couch setup due to the fact that it's less distracting. As you can see, your other setup is incredibly distracting due to the fact that it is going against the rule of thirds. In the left, there's a pillar that immediately draws your eyes directly to it, so you will find yourself staring at this pillar instead of the subject matter of the video, which is yourself. And I swear, that was going to be the end of this video, but then he uploaded a video talking about emulators again. Which, okay, so what? But this time, he also brought up modding and fan art.
To find Nintendo content, daily Nintendo content, and do daily reactions to it. In regards to like covering Pretendos and like their YouTube channels and their weird opinions.
So you're gonna cover everyone except yourself, because I hate to break it to you, but not everyone else is gonna be like, yay, Nintendo Online is costing almost $50? Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Also, I'm switching over my background to be modded Life for Dead due to the video we're covering.
Is that like, oh man, no one's actually saying this shit, you're just making it up, people don't actually make hating Nintendo into a religion, it's not that big of a deal, bro. No, it is a big of a deal. It is a big deal, because I had to deal with people making stuff up about Nintendo.
Maybe they wouldn't be saying that if you actually had been showing evidence this whole time. And I don't think I need to play the clip again. Also, you seem to act like any criticism to Nintendo, even small stuff, is legit an attack on Nintendo. Or just something like someone forgetting a character got into Smash a while back. Like in the case of Angry Joe.
My entire life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I think in grade school, people were, like, talking shit about the Wii and how it was going to get stopped by the PS3, which didn't actually happen. And is never going to happen. So,
hold up. Grade school? Dude, no offense, but you do not look like you're younger than me. Like, I was in middle school when the Wii was a thing. Also, for your point about the fact that Nintendo has never been stomped into the ground by the other console publishers, may I introduce you to the Wii U? And this little guy called the Virtual Boy?
Yeah, so let's go. I went ahead and found this video. Nintendo is petty AF. And I don't know what it's about, haven't watched it, don't care to, but I'm going to do it anyway because I hate YouTube streamers.
Okay, so some general advice about responding to a video. You should probably look at it first before recording. Anyway, I will be linking the video that he is responding to in the description if anyone's curious on that.
Mod games or modify their Nintendo Switch or, hack their system or, download ROMs for their games. It just, Nintendo doesn't like
Download ROMs for their games.
Yo, chill out. Holy crap, you act like that's a huge gotcha. It's not really. Like, who's gonna really care if he's accidentally slipped up on his wording? Also, I have you turned down in this, and you're still loud as hell. Like, sound balance much?
Again, I've talked a lot about this when it comes to like piracy and just modding hardware and downloading ROMs. Like Nintendo is combating piracy.
Okay, for the emulation thing, I already talked about this. So there's videos in the description that debunk this claim. But this new one, mods? You think mods are the same as piracy. How? Ugh, can't believe I fell on some hard times. I had to break into the house, and, sadly I got caught. So Jeff, what are you in for? Like, I just wanted to play as Shaggy in Life for Dead. Okay, sorry for the cringy sketch, but I literally could not resist. Anyway, back to the video, I guess. Unfortunately.
This essential part of your business, which is selling games and selling hardware.
Interesting fact. The consoles aren't actually where the money's at. It's actually the software. But then also on top of that, last time I checked, a lot of the Nintendo 64 games aren't actually available to buy right at the moment. You would have an argument maybe if every single Nintendo 64 game, GameCube, etc. was still available, but it's not. Like, I would literally rebuy the Club Penguin DS games in a heartbeat if they were available on the Nintendo eShop right now.
That was a major reason why third parties claimed to not support the DS later on in its lifespan because the piracy was so common. That's not the real reason why. The real reason was because it was a Nintendo console and they were desperate to get off of it. But
here we go again with the weird-ass conspiracy theory against Nintendo. I don't know where you're literally getting this info from, but I'm pretty sure no publisher actually has something against Nintendo. Also, what does PC emulation have anything to do with the Nintendo DS piracy? I'm still not a DS. Why this is a PC we're talking was about. Grouped in with modding at the start of your video. Please explain.
I don't know.
And we've seen even lawsuits and people going to jail for providing people with
yeah. Despite what people like Nick Rekieta will try to tell you, despite what the pirates will try to say, modding, stealing Nintendo software and reselling it online is not legal. Surprising. People don't talk about this when it comes to the piracy industry. Is that it is a business. You are illicitly getting a hold of hardware, adjusting it to more easily pirate games, right? And Nintendo has every right to crack down on it, especially when it comes to like their recent cutting edge hardware, like the Switch.
So you're actually proud of Nintendo for sending people to jail over incredibly minor crap like this? Seriously, dude, what is wrong with you? Why are you so for Nintendo doing literally whatever they want without criticism? You realize going to jail literally will ruin your life in most countries, right? Like, you will not be able to get a job.
The reason why it's not cracked down on more is because like typically these people are in like Brazil or some other like subhuman country. Like,
whoa, buddy, what the hell did Brazil do to you?
Something like say anime, for example. The creators of Dragon Ball Z obviously hate Dragon Ball Abridged, right? Dragon Ball Z Abridged is pure shit. They don't want it. They don't support it. It's ruined their brand to a significant degree, but they can't really do anything about it because they have to navigate like the court system and just U.S. copyright law and just...
And now you know why I'm microwaving the footage from his channel. I am literally not too sure if this guy understands fair use. Dragon Ball Abridged is completely in the right to exist. That is the reason why nothing has happened to it over the years it's been on YouTube. Is that it's fair use, buddy. It's parody.
Of the Nintendo Switch, things like that. And we've even seen Nintendo take down artists with DMCA strikes. Nintendo's all about just...
by stealing their property.
Whatever
I better contact my friend Scarlet Snooze and tell him there's some Nintendo fanboy that wants to throw him in jail. Seriously, dude, this is petty. You want to throw fan artists in jail over fan art. This is literally beyond petty. And no, that wasn't a joke. I'm actually friends with that guy. He's pretty chill. And I do realize this does make me a little bit biased, but I also work on fan games, so that would also make me biased as hell.
Banjo-Kazooie again, but we're playing it together. There's a mod out there that allows you to play on a server where multiple people can play one game together. So now we are able to play Banjo-Kazooie together and beat the game together for the first time. I played the game myself.
So it's not made around
But it's
that. So
honestly
why
an
would you want to do
incredibly
that?
different experience being
It
able
would
to
fuck with
run
balancing.
around
You wouldn't get to do everything.
Banjo-Kazooie with a friend, and it's just, this is something Nintendo's never gonna.
Oh goody, the game wasn't made around this mod. Why would you want to mod the game? Vanilla games are always the best. Jesus, it feels like I'm still in high school watching some 12-year-old say why playing on his PS3 or his Xbox 360 gameplay was the exact same as a PC, but better. Like, some mods are just there to be goofy, like the ones I'm showing in my Life or Dead footage. Or play as a character that's never gonna be in a video game, ever. For example, Sally Acorn, from the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books and TV show. She'll probably never actually be playable, but through mods, we can actually make her playable in something like Sonic 2. There's even some mods that add an extra difficulty for veteran players. Like this one that makes Sonic a little bit more thick. And also, if you're Scarlet Snooze, you probably would want this one to be fused with the last one I just mentioned.
I mean, it's not even that, because the mod still exists.
Do it. Oh.
Okay, wait.
Look at how glitchy this is.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is the mod. This is the mod community, everyone.
What?
Look at Banjo.
What? What did you turn into, dude? You look horrible.
Are you seriously actually getting pissed off over someone playing with a mod on? Like, all the guy did was want to play Banjo-Kazooie with his buddy. Like, chill out, man.
What the fuck happened to you, dude?
What does this have to do with anything Nintendo has done? He just wants to show off this shitty mod, doesn't he?
First person.
Let's see, can I skip
Getting the FBI to come knock down my door and lock me up and put me away for the rest of my.
Oh my god, you actually got mad. You're actually, like, raging at the fact that this guy has a mod that he just wants to show off to his YouTube audience. Like, chill out, buddy. It's just a mod. It's actually pretty cool, too. Like, you get to play Banjo-Kazooie with your buddy. Like, sign me up for that. Also, he did say games. I'm kind of curious if there's one for, like, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask or something. Because, I'm gonna probably look into that. May download that.
FBI, open up!
Heh, they thought I was in the house. They'll never guess that it was actually the raccoon in the dumpster next to the Tim Hortons next to their house that's been stealing off their Wi-Fi for the last 2 years. Mwahaha. Oh, wait. Am I still recording? Yeah, it was totally those humans in the house. Good job, Nintendo.
Saw this tweet earlier today. This person, it's not even like a big, Twitter user. They maybe have like 12K followers on Twitter. But they made this statement saying, hey, I was able to hack my Nintendo Switch. Why can't Nintendo do this, man? And it's just showing off like that they have a custom background image on their home screen on Nintendo, and like they were able to modify it in a way that they wanted.
The 3DS could do that.
So somebody was just doing a little bit of trolling and decided to at Nintendo America and tag them in this, original tweet talking about this person hacking their Nintendo Switch. And you know what Nintendo decided to do? Nintendo decided to
blocked
the person on Twitter
banned
that hacked
BTFO.
Well, a company like Sega wouldn't have blocked them. They would have just straight up hired the person. But then on top of that, you mentioned that the 3DS could do this. Yeah, that's kind of the point on what was being made. Is why can't Nintendo implement this on their newest console when they've implemented it on a past system?
Like waiting to see like if they tweet Black Lives Matter or waiting to see like if they're going against who the fuck cares? Really?
Well, after seeing a few of your more political videos, which I've been leaving out, except for showing just a screenshot here or there, I would probably guess that you probably actually care, and this actually does anger you to a certain extent.
It's the pretendos who are petty. It's the pretendos who are constantly making these videos, attacking Nintendo for protecting their business.
These videos are just critiquing their practices. This isn't an attack, it's a critique. There's a big difference between a critique and a video just attacking. For example, your video is pretty much just an attack on anyone that disagrees and doesn't think Nintendo is God's gift to the universe. But guess what, buddies? The video is pretty much over. Thank God. I'm finally done. I don't have to watch any more videos where he goes on about Metroid Dread for several hours. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe.